What's going on, guys? Kevin here to bring you a brand new video. Today I want to talk about yet another David Lynch film. Now, I've done a number of talks about David Lynch films on this channel, and I know they're not really the most popular among my videos, and this one's probably going to be even less popular because it's even less of a well-known film than other David Lynch films. It's probably the least well-known David Lynch film, at least I would say. And this video may only get like 2 views, but I really want to do this video for my own personal pleasure. I really don't mind the fact that it might not get that many views. Especially just since Inland Empire, this movie that I'm going to be talking about, is not very mainstream among others. Now, getting into this movie, I feel like this video might be shorter compared to what others might think it should be, because for one thing, it's a 3-hour movie, and another thing, it's a film within a film within a film, and it's just what I make of it. I feel like is a lot more simplified than what others would make of it. Now, I want to identify the key things that I saw from it, and then other interpretations that I was able to make based on others. But firstly, let me identify what I thought of it, or at least the way I interpreted it. So basically, Inland Empire is a commentary on how actors and actresses can get caught up in their roles that they're playing. Um, so I heard Shia LaBeouf is supposedly a method actor, which means he immerses himself into the role in real life. So this film kind of explores something along those lines with this woman named Nikki Grace kind of blending herself into her role, and it explores the fact that her role in this film kind of blends in with her real life. And I'll get into how this is all within a film as well. So just to clear it up, Nikki Grace is an actress playing in this film, uh, On High and Blue Tomorrows. I think it's called that. And but this whole thing is also inside of a film that another girl is seeing. But the overarching theme is the fact that people will get so caught up in a role in a movie that they'll often forget that they're in a movie. They'll feel like they're the actual character, and the role that they play will actually affect their actual life because they feel as though they are the character that they're playing. If that makes any sense. So basically, like Nikki Grace, uh, her role that she played felt very similar to her real life, and it was, interestingly enough. I would find out. Um, I could tell that she had a hard time distinguishing the two, but especially when I like looked at it closer and saw like an analysis of it, I could tell that there was a lot of uh, big similarities between the role that she was playing and her real life. So so I think my main takeaway is the fact that the viewer and Nikki can essentially feel the same, because Nikki often can often not tell whether she is playing in the role in the film or not, or in her real life, which is kind of like the viewer, because me as a viewer, I was in shock to find out at one point that the whole time it was the film, when really I thought it was her in real life. So basically, it's like We Are Nikki, I would say, more or less, because she's so confused as to what's what, and we're so confused as well as to what's what. And so that's the big theme that I see, at least. There's other themes, sure. There's definitely a lot to explore, but I think that is the main takeaway, along with another thing, which is being the fact that this film uh, is a film inside of a film, being that this girl is watching this movie Inland Empire and seeing herself in this character. And and spoiler, if you haven't seen the movie, this is like the big part of the movie, is when she finds out that is that she finds out that what she's been seeing has been fake the whole time. So she sees her character in herself basically breaking the fourth wall, which is nuts because her character basically goes to her, and it's almost like you guys probably haven't seen this, but Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. When it's a weird comparison, but at one point in Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, one of the characters transcends beyond the show and escapes from the set. This is almost that's almost like what happens here, because Nikki Grace eventually finds herself on the set of Rabbits and goes into this light and then finds this girl that has been watching her series the whole time, and then basically transcends into like a different realm, I guess. But basically, it was really touching for me because I feel like I could really connect and understand with what was going on, because this lost girl, or girl who was watching Inland Empire, basically saw herself in that character, and you can see how they really had a connection together, because this girl basically took away her character and related it to hers. And those are really the main things that I see. One major point that I feel like I really missed was the fact that this might shock people that I didn't know. That was the fact that Nikki was having an affair on the set and off the set. Now I know that she had fallen in love with Billy slash Devin, like Susan had fallen in love with Billy and Nikki had fallen in love with Devin. Like, I know that they were both in love, both on and off the set. But what I didn't know is that they were having an affair both ways, and that both of their spouses were acting out aggressively. And that's a lot of what the Polish people's roles are. Is they're kind of like defending them, or at least Nikki. Nikki is one of them, who was a spouse to this guy. So he, I think he acts out an aggression with Nikki, not Susan. Susan is the character within the film, but Nikki is just the character within the film. But so he acts out aggressively towards her, and resents her for what she did, even though she felt like she found true happiness. And that's kind of like what it was like, because she hadn't been able to been satisfied because her husband wasn't really a good husband at all, I guess. I mean, that's what I identify in the film. And at the end of the film, even if you're not like completely understanding of everything that's happened, you feel like a real sense of gratification that you've made it through it all and seen the transformation of Nikki Grace as a character and what she's been through, and just how she's been able to, I don't know, transcend reality, I guess. I don't even know how to say it. It's really hard to explain what exactly happens to her character. She just kind of goes beyond the scope of what viewers expected within the film, I guess. Be it the Lost Girl, what she expected, she goes beyond that and transcends like the fourth wall, I guess. And in the end of the film is basically just a celebration of her making it that far. I didn't know a lot about this film at first, and like when I initially saw the ending, I thought it was definitely a good ending, and I really wanted to believe it really was a good ending. And I still do think it's a good ending, because I mean a good ending in the sense that it ended well for her character. I mean, I guess it kind of did because she moved to a happier place, but at the same time, her character more or less died, which is fine, I guess, because her character died in the good sense. I don't know. That's a hard point to place. There's many other aspects of this film that I could go into. I could make this like a 30-minute video, but honestly, that's my breakdown of this film because I highlighted I highlighted the important aspects of this film that I thought are most important to identify when watching it. So yeah, um, let me know other important aspects you think that might be important to identify. Um, oh, the axon thing, axon N, I always thought was an interesting aspect that I wondered about, and I found out that it meant that the world was fictional. So it was a way of distinguishing whether or not what you're seeing was part of the film Nikki was in, where she played Susan in On High and Blue Tomorrows, or if she was just Nikki Grace. So I thought that was an interesting aspect of it that helped to. It was kind of like a slight insight as to whether what you were seeing was part of the film in the film or just the film or just the film. Yeah. Um. Yeah. There's always more I could talk about, but that's just what I'm gonna mention right now. Let me know if you have any other important aspects of it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video for probably the few of those who watched. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.